What I've just discovered is unthinkable. Our general manager is about to make a decision that could change the destiny of our franchise. A legendary running back with serious physical issues might be on his way to Chicago, while a young runner within the team is receiving an unexpected support that no one saw coming. The competition for carries will be brutal, and only the strongest will survive. This information is so exclusive that you should be thankful to have it before anyone else. Smash the like button, subscribe now, and uncover the truth that management doesn't want you to know. Look at what's happening in Hollis Hall right now. Ryan Poles is playing chess while other execs are playing checkers. Do we really need another running back after the draft? I think it all depends on what we have available. What's happening is fascinating. Poles just publicly admitted they have a short list of available backs in the market. What does this mean? I'll tell you this. It means they're not satisfied with what they have, but they don't want to show it openly. During an interview with Cap and J Hood on ESPN 1000, Poles said this: "We have a short list we're considering of guys who are available. We always remain opportunistic and have internal conversations about, is this the right move for us? Is there a fit? And we'll continue having those conversations." But here's what's interesting. Poles added, "We really want this new coaching staff to work with the players. We have to see if they believe they can help us. But we'll always keep an eye on that short list to see if we need to bring someone in to create competition and elevate the talent level in that room." And who's currently leading the backfield in Chicago? DeAndre Swift. In his debut with the Bears, Swift rushed for 959 yards and 6 touchdowns and 253 carries, the highest figure of his career. But here's the problem, and it's huge. Swift averaged just 3.8 yards per carry. Is that enough for Ben Johnson? I ask you, do you think Ben Johnson, an offensive coordinator known for his efficiency, will be satisfied with 3.8 yards per carry? Of course not. At this point in free agency, there aren't many franchise-defining names left. However, the two most significant veterans linked to the Windy City are Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins. Chubb has spent his entire 7-year career with the Cleveland Browns, earning 4 Pro Bowl nominations along the way. However, severe knee injuries have taken a real toll on the running back's career. He appeared in only 2 games in 2023 and 8 games in 2024. Chubb has 6,843 rushing yards and 51 touchdowns to his name. But the Bears must be sure his medical situation is completely clear before committing. Dobbins has also dealt with severe injuries, missing the entire 2021 season due to an ACL tear. He then tore his Achilles tendon in 2023, playing only 1 game. But Dobbins was able to recover and sign with the Los Angeles Chargers in 2024, appearing in 13 games. He rushed for 905 yards and 9 touchdowns. Like Chubb, Chicago would need full confidence in Dobbins' health. But his impressive 2024 season certainly raised some eyebrows. For now, the Bears will see exactly what they have in their running back room before diving into the free agency market. But with a short list already set, Poles knows exactly whom to call when it's time to add a back. I tell you this with complete honesty. Bringing in a veteran back might be the difference between making the playoffs and another mediocre season. Do we really want to risk Caleb Williams' development without a reliable running game? I ask you, what would you do if you were Ryan Poles? Attention to this. While everyone talks about Swift and potential signings, there's a bomb about to explode within the team itself. Remember Roshan Johnson? That running back who seemed relegated to goal line situations in 2024? Well, guess who's receiving tremendous backing from management? When fans and analysts talk about the current Chicago Bears running back room, the focus is all on DeAndre Swift. However, General Manager Ryan Poles knows that Chicago has numerous potent options to consider. One of them is Roshan Johnson. Although relegated to goal line duties in 2024, the running back made the most of them by tying Swift's team max with 6 touchdowns. It wouldn't be a surprise to see the Bears add another back in free agency. But for now, Johnson's job seems safe, especially when he has such strong backing from POLES. The general manager is fully aware that Chicago must improve their running game in 2025. But he believes having Johnson in the mix only gives the Bears a stronger unit, as he declared on Cap'n J. Hood on ESPN 1000. "Roshan, I really hope he plays a physical style of football that we know he has," said POLES. "That role was a little out of place last year. I think he's going to have a more physical role for us." While Chicago's running backs themselves need to step up, the offensive line in front of them during the 2024 season did them no favors. Along with the addition of running backs coach Eric Bieniemy, POLES believes Johnson and all Bears running backs are in a much better position to succeed. "It's a really good group," said POLES. "I am very excited to have Eric Bieniemy here. There's a long history of his development and ability to elevate the level of play for that room. With the additions on the offensive line, that will be felt when we're looking at the running back position in terms of how they perform and their efficiency. In a sense, Johnson played a physical role in 2024, as evidenced by his touchdowns at the goal line. However, that was his only role. The running back received just 55 carries in total, turning them into 150 total yards. In POLES' vision, he wants Johnson to take on more responsibility in the offense. As a rookie, he received 81 carries, rushing for 352 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 4.3 yards per carry, which is notable after Swift averaged just 3.8 in 20-20-4. Not that Johnson had a prominent role as a rookie, but he at least showed he can be a factor with the ball in his hands. It would be surprising to see Johnson truly emerge as the primary back in head coach Ben Johnson's new offense. But at least he's being given the chance to make an impact. If the Bears were to go out and immediately sign a free agent after the draft, then Johnson would be relegated. Now, he'll have the opportunity to prove at training camp why he's a good fit. And if things really don't pan out, then Chicago can turn to the free agent market. Johnson has not been a dominant back during his time in the Windy City, but he certainly has impressed POLES. But backing only gets you so far. Changes are surely coming to Chicago's running plan. The 2025 season will be Johnson's ultimate test to prove he belongs. I sincerely believe Johnson could be the surprise of the season. I ask you, how many times have we seen a running back explode in their third year after being underutilized? Remember Aaron Jones with the Packers? Or Raheem Mostert with the 49ers? I'm telling you this, don't underestimate Johnson's talent just because he hasn't had enough opportunities. This is explosive, folks. What I'm about to reveal to you could completely change the face of our offense. The Bears aren't just considering, but are aggressively pursuing an elite running back who could transform our ground attack. The Chicago Bears entered the 2025 NFL Draft with a serious need at the running back position. By selecting only Kyle Monangai in the 7th round, the Bears are still in a position where they can continue adding to their running back room. The easiest way for Chicago to do that would be through free agency. While the available players won't be of the same caliber as at the start of free agency, there are many running backs who could help the Bears. At the top of the list appears to be longtime Cleveland Browns back Nick Chubb. While the Browns have interest in bringing him back, it is reported that the Bears are hot on their heels. Chicago is reportedly very serious about signing Chubb and are making an aggressive push to bring him to the Windy City. According to Ken Carman from 92.3 The Fan, the Browns want to bring back Nick Chubb. They're trying hard to bring back Nick, said Carman. The Bears are very serious about bringing him and trying to make this push to bring him in. It's just going to depend on who's willing to offer more. Chubb was named to the Pro Bowl 4 times during his 7-year run with the Cleveland Browns. However, injuries have consumed a significant portion of his recent career. An ACL and MCL injury limited him to just 2 games in 2023. Additionally, Chubb played in only 8 games in 2024 after suffering a foot fracture. Firstly, the Bears must be sure of Chubb's health. If they are as interested in signing him as Carmen suggests, then Chicago likely has done their due diligence. But another major injury could potentially end his career. Even if it's just on a 1-year deal, the Bears want someone who can perform consistently. While it was one thing to get back on the field in 2024, Chubb's numbers weren't the best. He rushed for 332 yards and 3 touchdowns on 102 carries, averaging just 3.3 yards per carry. Chubb's days as a top back in the NFL may be over. However, the running back has averaged an impressive 5.1 yards per carry throughout his entire professional career. He averaged a straight 5 during his last Pro Bowl season in 2022. It's fair to wonder at this stage in his career how much damage he can do in the passing game. However, he has caught 128 passes for 1,042 yards and 5 touchdowns over his career. Ben Johnson would have to extract all remaining playmaking ability from Chubb. If he came to Chicago, Chubb would form a tandem with DeAndre Swift. Swift nearly reached 1,000 yards in his debut with the Bears, 959, while scoring 6 touchdowns. However, he averaged just 3.8 yards on a career-high 353 carries. If he is to remain Johnson's RB1, Swift needs to be much more efficient. Adding another running back to the mix makes the Bears much more dynamic. They can mix and match how they decide to attack the defense. Chubb has a lot to prove after numerous injuries. But if he is healthy, he can provide some thunder to Swift's lightning. It would be naive to expect a Pro Bowl season, but a healthy Chubb certainly enhances the running back room. I tell you this, folks, signing Nick Chubb would be a masterstroke by POLES. I ask you, can you imagine Chubb and Swift rotating in our offense with Caleb Williams and DJ Moore in the passing game? I think we'd be talking about one of the most complete offenses in the entire NFC. Do you really think POLES is making the right decision by considering Chubb with his injury history? Or should we trust more in Johnson's development under the new system? What impact would it have on Swift if we bring in another veteran back? This is the reality. Bears family, we are at a crucial moment for our franchise. Caleb Williams needs a solid running game to develop correctly, and these decisions will define our immediate future. I need you in this conversation. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss any updates about the Bears. Let me know your opinion in the comments. Chubb, Dobbins, or trust what we already have. Your voice matters in this family we're building together. If you like this analysis, share it with another Bears fan who needs this information. Remember, here, you'll always have the news first and the most honest analysis. See you in the next video, and as always, bear down.